This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John, chapter 15, verses 18 to 21. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. If you find the godless world is hating you, remember it God has started hating me. If you live on the world's terms, the world would love you as one of its own. But since I picked you to live on God's terms and no longer on the world's terms, the world is going to hate you. When that happens, remember this: servants don't get better treatment than their masters. If they beat on me, they will certainly beat on you. If they did what I told them, they will do what you tell them. They are going to do all these things to you because of the way they treated me, because they don't know the one who sent me. If I hadn't come and told them all this in plain language, it wouldn't be so bad. As it is, they have no excuse. Hate me, hate my Father, it's all the same. If I hadn't done what I have done among them, works no one has ever done, they wouldn't be to blame. But they saw the God signs and hated anyway, both me and my Father. Interesting, they have verified the truth of their own scriptures, where it is written, "They hated me for no good reason." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. John, chapter 15, verses 18 to 21. Many of us find it extremely difficult to make sense of tragedies and pains in life, and often question God. We hear people asking, "Where is God? Is He real?" Pope Francis was asked these questions by a rescued street girl in the Philippines while the Pope visited that country in the year 2015. She was narrating the miseries she and her friends had to endure on the streets. The Pope simply hugged her and answered the whole crowd, "We have no answers to all our questions, but it is okay to ask God why." Let us remember one thing. We believe in a God who Himself underwent the pains and miseries of humankind, was tortured and killed. In today's Gospel, Jesus predicts and warns His disciples that the world will hate and reject them. It is one thing to know that there will be trials and that we may have to suffer betrayal, rejection, and pain for following Him. And it is totally another thing to go through them in real life. In many parts of the world, faith in Jesus has become an object of ridicule and hatred. It is not because Christians promote violence and division, but because the powers of hatred and violence in the world hate Jesus and the mission of His church for sharing the message of love, hope, and its choice for life. We are called to imitate the love of Jesus. Despite our love, we may experience hatred and rejection from others, especially when we stand for truth and love that stand against the world's opinion. The trick of the devil in his attempt to tempt Jesus in the desert was to challenge Him to think like how the people of the world think. The devil continues to play the age-old game to lure us to conform to the standards of the world. A world that rejected Jesus would reject those who believe in him. That is why Christ's disciples will be exposed to rejection. But Christ assures them of the life that only he can give, a life of the resurrection. That is why St. Paul reassures us, if we die with him, we will live with him. If we suffer with him, we will reign with him. We read it in second letter of St. Paul to Timothy. Christ's message is not always comfortable. It always speaks of the cross. Let us not be shy of talking about it, even in the face of ridicule and contradiction. Jesus is meek and humble of heart. Let us remain lambs forever, because then we will have a shepherd to defend us.